Rahul Gandhi, determined to revive the Congress party, set his sights on Bihar ahead of the crucial 2025 assembly elections. Inspired by his earlier yatras, he launched the Voter Adhikar Yatra, a march to highlight what he called vote chori, or vote theft. Gandhi alleged that the BJP, with the Election Commission's help, had removed over 6 million names from Bihar's voter rolls, disenfranchising millions. His goal, to transform this administrative issue into a powerful emotional narrative, positioning Congress as the defender of democracy. But Bihar's complex political landscape, shaped by caste, regional power, and development demands, posed a daunting challenge. The success of this high-stakes gamble would hinge on convincing voters that their rights were under attack, and that only Congress could protect them. The Voter Adhikar Yatra began in Sasaram on August 17, 2025, marking the start of an ambitious campaign that would soon capture the attention of Bihar and the nation. The city buzzed with anticipation as supporters, volunteers, and local leaders gathered, ready to embark on a journey that promised to challenge the status quo and demand justice for every voter. Over the next 16 days, the yatra would cover an arduous 1,300 kilometers, weaving its way through 25 diverse districts. Each stop brought new faces, new stories, and a growing sense of purpose among the participants. Rahul Gandhi, at the heart of the march, walked shoulder to shoulder with local leaders. He paused in bustling towns and remote villages alike, listening to farmers' struggles, women's aspirations, and the dreams of the youth. His approach was personal, aiming to connect with people's everyday realities and project himself as an empathetic leader who understood their pain. The campaign's core message was simple, yet powerful. The BJP was allegedly stealing votes by deleting names from the electoral rolls. This accusation struck a chord, especially among those who had already experienced the frustration of missing names during previous elections. "They are stealing your voice because they fear your power," Gandhi declared at every stop, his words echoing through packed rallies and intimate gatherings alike. The message was repeated, amplified, and discussed in every corner the yatra visited. The yatra was not just a traditional padayatra, it was a modern movement, blending age-old methods of mass mobilization with the power of social media. Every step, every speech, and every interaction was broadcast live, creating a sense of urgency and framing the election as a battle for the very soul of Indian democracy. The journey culminated in a massive rally at Patna's iconic Gandhi Maidan, where thousands gathered, Congress workers were energized, and the media spotlight shone brightly on the movement's message. The party hoped this surge of momentum would launch the Mahagathbandhan's campaign with renewed vigor, making voting rights and electoral justice the central issues of the upcoming election. But as the dust settled and the yatra's echoes faded, one question remained. Would Bihar's voters truly buy into this narrative and turn the tide at the ballot box? The 2025 Bihar elections were a crucial test for the Congress party, which was riding high after its recent national resurgence and a significant victory in Telangana. The party's leaders and supporters were energized, hoping to carry this momentum into Bihar, a state known for its complex and often unpredictable political landscape. Bihar's politics, however, are deeply rooted in issues of caste, social justice, and development. The NDA, led by the experienced Nitish Kumar, and the powerful BJP, remained firmly entrenched, drawing on years of grassroots organization and a loyal voter base. Their campaign was methodical, focusing on stability and continuity. Congress joined hands with the RJD to form the Mahagathbandhan, or Grand Alliance, hoping to consolidate anti-NDA votes. But the alliance was plagued by mistrust, frequent disagreements, and protracted seat-sharing disputes, which often spilled into the public domain and weakened their collective image. The Yatra, a massive political march, was designed to unify the opposition and allow Congress to set the agenda, leveraging Rahul Gandhi's growing national stature and his ability to draw crowds and media attention. Alongside Rahul, Tejaswi Yadav's local appeal was seen as a vital asset, aiming to connect with Bihar's youth and marginalized communities. But internal tensions, public squabbles, and the NDA's disciplined, well-oiled campaign machinery made the contest far more complicated than anticipated. The opposition struggled to present a united front. Success in Bihar would require more than a single-issue march or symbolic gestures. It demanded genuine unity, a clear strategy, and a compelling vision that could inspire hope and trust among voters. Ultimately, the yatra was as much about redefining the very nature of opposition power in Bihar as it was about winning votes, signaling a new chapter in the state's ever-evolving political story. The Voter Adhikar Yatra was launched amid a storm of controversy, centering on the explosive claim that the BJP, in collusion with the Election Commission, had orchestrated the deletion of 6 million voters from the rolls in Bihar. This allegation sent shockwaves through the political landscape, fueling anger and suspicion among opposition supporters and raising serious questions about the integrity of the electoral process. Rahul Gandhi seized the moment, framing the election as nothing less than a battle for the soul of Indian democracy. He declared, "Your vote is your power. They want to silence you." His speeches echoed across rallies, urging people to defend their rights and resist what he called a systematic attempt to undermine their voice. The Congress Party hammered this message relentlessly, making the alleged voter deletion the campaign's moral dividing line. Volunteers fanned out across towns and villages, distributing flyers and flooding social media with warnings about vote chori. The party's leaders held press conferences, insisting that democracy itself was under threat. The Election Commission, however, categorically denied the allegations. Officials insisted that the revision of electoral rolls was a routine, transparent process, carried out according to established procedures and open to public scrutiny. This put Congress in a difficult position. By doubling down on their accusations, they found themselves not just challenging the BJP, but also appearing to attack a constitutional body entrusted with safeguarding elections. The campaign's single-minded focus on vote chori began to overshadow other pressing issues like jobs, education, and development. For many, the election started to feel like a referendum on an unproven charge, rather than a debate about the future of Bihar. Sensing an opportunity, the NDA quickly went on the offensive. They accused Congress of running a negative conspiratorial campaign and used the controversy to rally their own supporters. As the weeks wore on, the Vote Chori slogan, once a powerful rallying cry, began to lose its edge. For many voters, it started to sound repetitive and disconnected from their everyday struggles, raising doubts about whether the Congress campaign was truly in touch with the people's real concerns. As the yatra ended in Patna, Congress was buoyed by media buzz and energized workers, hoping to ride this wave into the election. But as campaigning intensified, the momentum faded. The vote theft narrative failed to resonate beyond Congress loyalists. Voters were more concerned with jobs, inflation, and local development than abstract allegations. On election day, Congress suffered a crushing defeat, trailing in all 110 yatra constituencies and leading in just 4 out of 61 seats contested. The RJD also underperformed, and the Mahagathbandhan was decimated. The disconnect between the opposition's message and voters' priorities was stark. The hopes kindled by the yatra were extinguished by the harsh reality of the ballot box. The Mahagathbandhan's collapse was rooted in deep disunity. Congress hesitated to back Tejashwi Yadav as chief minister, creating confusion and mistrust. The alliance lacked joint messaging. Congress focused on vote theft, while RJD promised a government job for every family. Internal Congress factionalism and poor ticket distribution led to rebellion and even friendly fights between partners, splitting the opposition vote. The NDA, by contrast, was united behind Nitish Kumar and a clear development message. Voters saw the alliance as fractured and unstable, deterring support. The Mahagathbandhan failed to present a credible alternative to the NDA's disciplined campaign. Disunity proved fatal at the polls. The NDA ran a disciplined, multi-pronged campaign that neutralized the opposition's attacks and projected a positive vision. They countered the vote theft charge by accusing Congress and RJD of supporting infiltrators and undermining national security. The NDA invoked memories of Jungle Raj under RJD rule, positioning themselves as guarantors of law and order. Their promises, 10 million jobs, support for entrepreneurs, and targeted welfare for women, appealed to youth and female voters. Schemes like the Mukhyamantri Mahila Rojgar Yojana, offering cash transfers to women, proved especially effective. The NDA's blend of sharp counterattacks, aspirational promises, and unity delivered a landslide. Their campaign was everything the opposition's was not: focused, positive, and credible. The 2025 results were a total rout for Congress and the Mahagathbandhan. The NDA, led by Nitish Kumar, swept the state. BJP led in 91 of 101 seats, JDU in 80 of 101, and smaller allies performed strongly. Congress trailed in every Yatra constituency, turning its signature march into a symbol of failure. Voters rejected the vote theft narrative, choosing the NDA's promises of development and stability. The campaign's negative focus and lack of real solutions cost Congress dearly. Senior leaders called for introspection, recognizing the defeat as a setback on all fronts. The verdict was clear. Voters wanted governance, not grievance. Bihar had decisively chosen aspiration over accusation. The Bihar debacle has plunged Congress into crisis, exposing the limits of the Yatra model and Rahul Gandhi's strategy. The defeat raises tough questions about leadership, narrative, and the party's ability to connect with real voter concerns. Congress's claim to lead the national opposition is now in doubt, and its bargaining power with regional allies is diminished. The result emboldens the NDA and serves as a warning to all opposition parties about the dangers of disunity and negative campaigning. For Congress, the road to recovery will be long and difficult. The party must rebuild from the ground up, reconnect with people's real needs, and fix its fractured organization. The 2025 Bihar election is a painful lesson, one the Congress cannot afford to ignore.